Hi everyone.
Hello， 大家好。
We're chapter 18 now.
Chapter 18.
So I think they're probably gonna go into the dinner party, I think. So we'll see what's happening. We're still with the Count, the Rostovs. So Count Rostova, with her daughters and a large number of guests, was already seated in the drawing room. The Count took the gentlemen into his study and showed them his choice of collection of Turkish pipes. Pipes is what you smoke. He took the gentlemen into his study room.
Study room.
And showed them his choice collection, his most
Favorite
precious
thing.
collection of Turkish pipes.
Pipes is what?
Pipes. So do you smoke?
Smoke. Oh, okay.
From time to time, he went out to ask, "Hasn't she come yet?" I don't know who she's asking for. They were expecting Maria Dmitrieva
Oh my.
Akroshimova, known in society as the Terrible Dragon.
Oh my God.
A lady distinguished not for wealth or rank, not known, distinguished. A lady known for.
Known for means distinguished.
Yeah. Not for wealth or rank. She's not distinguished for wealth or rank, but for common sense and frank plainness of speech. She speaks very plainly and common sense.
Common sense means normal
Common
life,
sense.
right?
No, common sense is not
Common
about
sense.
normal. It means that the way you think, it's very
Straight.
no, it's very logical, very common sense.
Oh, and frank plain.
Frank means you don't lie or whatever. You just say what you normally don't.
Oh.
Very plain speech.
Plain means what? Not very excited.
Plain means you don't add too much.
Flat.
You don't add too much
Emotion.
big or small. Just plain. Very straightforward. Maria Dmitrieva was known to the imperial family as well as to all Moscow and Petersburg, so she's famous.
Oh, imperial family means the queen and
Yes,
prince.
and both cities wondered at her. Wondered. They thought she was wonderful. Wondered at her.
Wonder at her means think she's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Laughed privately at her rudeness. They laughed at her rudeness privately because she's maybe rude, I don't know. And told good stories about her, while nonetheless, all without exception, respected and feared her.
Oh my God. So love privately at her rudeness is a kind of praise? Because rudeness normally is not good.
Yeah,
And
I'm not sure.
loved her.
I do not know because we have to find out what kind of person she is.
Okay. So what this means is hard for me. So it's none without exception.
That's
So
good. Exactly.
it's-
None without exception. None
None.
without so nobody.
Nobody.
And really nobody without exception means without there's nobody and there's nobody.
Nobody and nobody.
Yeah.
Just
No one. Really
no one
Yeah.
respected.
And fear her. Yeah.
No one respect her.
Yeah. None. None. All without exception respected and fear. Yes. Everybody respected and fear her. Right.
Everybody respected and
Yeah.
feared her.
Yeah.
So nonetheless.
Yeah, nonetheless is one thing. All. Nonetheless means nonetheless is one thing.
Okay.
All
Oh.
without exception. Everybody without exception respected and fear her.
Okay.
In the Count's room, which was full of tobacco smoke, they talked of the war that has been announced in a manifesto. So the war started already.
Tobacco? Smoke. Kind of
Yes.
smoke.
Yes,
So what is manifesto?
it's a piece of paper.
Piece of paper?
Yeah,
Okay.
for news.
Mm.
And about the recruiting.
Recruiting?
They're getting young people to go to war.
Recruiting means let young people go to war.
Getting young people to go to
Getting-
war.
Oh, yeah, 从军.
None of them had yet seen the manifestos. They didn't see this
so the
paper yet. But they all knew it had appeared. They all knew that it was there already.
So the paper is let the young people go to the army, right?
No, about the war. The war is actually open. The Count sat on the sofa between two guests who were smoking and talking. He neither smoked nor talked,
Oh.
but bending his head first to one side, and then to the other, and then to the other, watched the smokers with evident pleasure, and listened to the conversation of his two neighbors, whom he egged on against each other. Egged on means like he's like trying to push him. Egged. It's like pushing because their two neighbors are talking.
Yeah.
So it's making them make him talk more to this guy, make that And actually it's making them talk against each other.
Also, it's the count.
Egged.
The
Egged.
two
Egg.
egg, the
Like
two,
an egg.
two neighbors
To talk against each
talk,
other.
talk against each other. They will have a argument.
Yes.
Argument.
One of them was a sallow, clean-shaven civilian with a thin and wrinkled face. So I don't know what sallow is. I feel it's kind of yellow. I don't know. So clean-shaven. Or cut his no beard. Clean-shaven civilian with a thin and wrinkled face.
Okay. Old.
Already growing old.
Oh.
Though he was dressed like a most fashionable young man. He sat with his legs up on the sofa as if quite at home, and having stuck an amber mouthpiece far into his mouth because he's smoking. Amber is just a type of wood.
Where amber is type of wood.
Yeah, I can think it's not really a wood, but it's
So having stuck.
Having put
a kind of mouthpiece far
into
his mouth.
Was inhaling the smoke. Inhaling,
breathe in the smoke.
Spasmodically, meaning that he's kind of coughing a little bit and screwing his eyes. So maybe he's not used to the smoke. This was an old bachelor. That's a name, Shishin, a cousin of the countess. So this is a cousin of the countess.
Okay, a bachelor.
Yes.
You go to the college after.
No, bachelor means he's not married.
Oh, not married, single.
Yes.
Name is Xin.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
A cousin of the countess.
Okay.
A man with a sharp tongue, as they say in Moscow society. Has a sharp tongue.
Sharp tongue means?
We don't know. We'll find out.
What does tongue mean? You don't know?
Tongue.
A sharp tongue.
Yeah. As they say in Moscow society. He seemed to be condescending to his companion. He seemed to be talking down to his companion. Condescending means talking down.
Talking down to his companion.
Talking down, making the other guy feel down. That's what condescending.
Feel down. What feel down mean?
If I talk down to you, what does that mean?
You don't want to make me happy.
Right. So that's the same thing. Condescending to his companion.
Oh.
The latter, the other person,
a
fresh, rosy officer of the guards. So this is an officer.
Army.
Guards. Irreproachably washed, brushed, and buttoned. Irreproachably means without fault, no fault.
No fault?
Yeah, no
Perfect?
fault. Yeah. You cannot say anything bad about how he washed, how he brushed, and how he buttoned. So everything was very clean, nicely brushed, and buttoned.
Brushed means clean. Button means the button go.
Brushed means like no little white pieces or whatever thing on your clothes. Okay. Held his pipe in the middle of his mouth, that's the other guy, and with red lips gently inhaled the smoke. Letting it escape from his handsome mouth in rings and make a little ring. This was Lieutenant Berg, an officer in the Semenov regiment, with whom Boris was to travel to join the army, and about whom Natasha had teased her elder sister, Vera. Speaking of Berg as her intended. Intended means the person that she intends to marry, kind of.
Berg?
Yeah.
In this...
The name of the regiment.
This is a group of...
Yeah, soldiers.
So with whom and about whom, what does this mean?
No, with whom means with Lieutenant Berg. So
what? With who?
Berg.
With Berg?
Yeah.
Boris with
was
Berg.
To travel with him, right?
Oh.
And about this person.
About Berg?
Yes. Natasha had teased her elder sister, Vera.
Teased?
Yeah, teased.
What teased mean?
Made fun of her elder sister.
Made fun of her elder sister?
Yeah.
Speaking of as her intended means the husband?
What she intended means that what she wanted that person maybe to marry her or something.
Oh, okay.
The count sat between them and listened attentively. His favorite occupation when not playing Boston, I don't know, it's a card game he was very fond of. So Boston's card game was that of listener. So he loved to listen to people, especially when he succeeded in setting two loquacious talkers at one another. Loquacious is people who like to talk. Talkers.
So, I don't understand. This is too long.
His favorite occupation.
I don't know what it means.
His favorite thing to do.
Okay.
Was not playing Boston.
Huh?
His favorite thing to do when he's not playing Boston means that his most favorite thing to do is to play Boston. Okay,
Boston is
it's a card game. It says right there. It's a card game he was very fond of.
okay. So his favorite occupation
When not playing Boston.
not playing Boston.
Basically, this means his second favorite thing to do. That's what this means.
Is what?
Is
Was
to be a
that
listener.
of listener.
Yeah.
Especially
When he succeeded, when he's successful
Mm-mm.
in setting, in making
making
two people talk against each other.
So this means talk against.
No, loquacious means people who like to talk. Two very loquacious talker. Yeah.
At one another. Okay.
Yeah. Well then, old chap, Monsieur Honorable Alphonse Karlovich, said Xing Xing.
Old chap means
I don't
old
know
guy.
who's talking. Yeah, I don't know who's talking about.
It's Chin Chin Chok. It's the
Chin
cousin.
Chin is a cousin of the countess, laughing ironically and mixing the most ordinary Russian expression with the choicest French phrases.
So
So
he's
mixing French with
ironically
Russian. Yes.
joking kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. He's mixing
French
Russian
and
with
Russian.
French, which was a peculiarity of his speech. Look, so he keeps strangeness.
Strange, very strange.
Unique to his speech.
Okay.
Vous comptez vous faire de l'état sur l'état. You want to make something out of your company. So this is, you expect to make income out of the government. That's so. The first part is like, do you expect they're gonna make something out of the government, income out of the government? Do you want to make something out of your company? I don't know. He's talking about. He's talking to the young man Berg. Says,
The young man is the company. The young man is his company, right?
Yeah.
So first he said you expect to make some money out of the government, out of your job, right?
Yeah.
And second thing that you want to make something out of your
Let's take a look. I don't know. What
These two is same. Why did you repeat?
I do not know. He's one thing in French, one thing in Russian. Okay.
Oh, one thing in French, one thing in Russian.
No, Peter Nikolaevich, I only want to show that in the cavalry the advantages are far less than in the infantry. Just consider
It's
my
a young
own...
man, okay? Can you change
We don't know how he talks.
It's a rosy young man.
Right here, okay?
Talk Berg is very
He
young.
spoke quietly, politely, and with great precision. No,
等一下，你都没有解释这一段。
I'm telling you how he talks, and you're complaining about how I talk
Always
here.
spoke quietly, politely. Okay, can you use the quietly, politely tone to talk?
No, Peter Nikolaevich. I only want to show that in the cavalry the advantages are far less than in infantry. Just consider my own position now, Peter Nikolaevich.
He's a man, okay. Okay.
Yes, he can be quietly, politely, and with
Anyway.
great precision.
So I only want to show that in the
Cavalry, riding horses, the people who the part of the army that ride horses. The advantages are far less than the infantry. You have less advantage than the infantry.
This is another time walking.
Yeah, walking. Yeah.
Oh.
Just consider my own position now. I don't know what his position is.
So what is related to the you want to get some money?
Why do I care? This important. I don't even know what they're talking about. Berg always spoke quietly, politely, and with great precision.
Precision.
He's very precise. He doesn't say any other words. He just says what he needs to say. Precise. Very precise means he's not wasting any of his words. His conversation always related entirely to himself, always talking about himself.
Oh.
He would remain calm and silent when the talk related to any other person, probably topic that had no direct bearing on himself. So he only likes to talk about things he likes, and when talk about something else, he doesn't want to say anything about. He could remain silent for hours without being at all put out of countenance himself or making others uncomfortable. But as soon as the conversation concerned himself, he would begin to talk circumstantially and with evident satisfaction. So basically, he can stay quiet for hours without being at all put out
What is put out of content?
Yeah, let's not worry about that.
Okay.
So without something happening to himself or making others feel uncomfortable. So he can stay very quiet.
And make people comfortable.
No, making others not uncomfortable, okay?
Not uncomfortable.
Yes.
Means comfortable.
No, it does not. Making somebody not uncomfortable does not mean you're making them comfortable. It just means...
what?
Huh?
Not uncomfortable means comfortable.
No, it's not. If I'm not blue, am I red? No, I'm not. Okay, you're not blue, right? Are you red? No. So why you say not comfortable is comfortable? No. Non-comfortable just means not uncomfortable. That's what that means. It doesn't mean you're comfortable. It's just I'm not making you uncomfortable.
So, can you explain this?
So so let's forget for that now.
Okay.
But as soon as the conversation concern himself, when he talk about himself, he'll begin to talk.
Yeah.
Circumstantially means about, I don't know, around him. The circumstantial means around it, and with evident and with satisfaction, like he's happy to talk about that. So he can stay quiet for hours without being at all put out of countenance, without like putting out countenance. Countenance, I think, just means countenance to me is like his face, right? Countenance means face. So put out of countenance means that maybe he make himself like look tired or whatever. He doesn't do that. So you expect that somebody who wants to talk about himself all the time, then when he hears something else, he's silent for a long time.
Yeah.
Then it would appear that he would appear bored or tired or whatever. He doesn't do that.
He doesn't do that.
He doesn't do that.
He can keep
himself like very normal, not making other people uncomfortable.
Oh, so countenance himself means out of.
He will without being at all put out of countenance. Out of countenance means not in good face.
Out of countenance, not in good face.
Yeah, so
without means
so
in
he
good
will not
face.
do that. It means he will not be put out. See, again, you tend to say if you're not so you say if it's not sour, then it's sweet. No. If this is not sour, does not mean it's sweet.
Just help me to understand.
I'm helping you understand. If something is not sour, it does not mean it's sweet, right? You agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so same thing here. So if he's not gonna change out of countenance, doesn't mean that he's in good face. This means that he did not make into bad face. That's what that means.
So remain silent for hours without being at all put out of countenance himself. Oh, I don't understand. So I hate without, out of.
So just it's okay. You just need to get used to the idea. That's okay. Just so he does not.
Does not.
Yeah.
Being.
Yeah. Does not put out of countenance himself. Okay, he doesn't do that. Without being means he does not.
He does not put out of countenance himself. Countenance means good face.
Yeah, he does not put out of good face himself. So he means that he doesn't make a bad face. That's what that means.
He doesn't put out of good face.
Yeah, which
out of means
a bad face.
Bad face. So don't put bad face himself.
Yeah.
Oh my.